Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information with some laughs, might I add. What does the fox say? I actually named this deck after our time together. You used to play this song all the time when it would just drive me nuts.
What does the fox say?
For whatever reason, Ashley loved this song too. So if you don't know Mr. Foxglove, what he does is he's a Timmy kind of commander. When he attacks a player, he takes into account of what's in their hand. If they have more cards than you, you draw the number of cards minus the number of cards in your hand. So you draw up to the difference. Now, if you attack someone that has less cards than you get to cheat a creature into play. The creature package in here is pretty fun. It's a lot of big dumb stuff. Council of Four for card advantage, Wall of Omens for card advantage. Diluvian Primordial. It's a big dumb creature that lets me steal instants and sorceries from all my opponent's graveyards. Ghostly Pilfer for card advantage. Blazing Archon to make it so people's creatures can't attack me.
You can't touch this. Can't touch this.
Prime Speaker Zagana comes in, I get counters on it and draw cards equal to the greatest power. Skyclave as removal, Sun Titan as a reanimation piece, Terracodon. It's an oldie and a goodie. I haven't played him in a long time, but we're going to try to cheat him into play. Wall of Blossoms. It's in here for the same reason as Wall of Omens, in that it's good in the early game, buys a lot of time, deals with a lot of chip damage, and draws you a card. Goreclaw, for instance, power 4 or greater, costs 2 or less, and then when he attacks, creatures with power 4 or greater also get +1/+1 and trample. What's more to love? Or not to love, I should say. He's a big cuddly bear. Magus of the Future for card advantage. Managorger Hydra for the low the ground threat. Same with Forgotten Ancient. I like these both for that they trigger whenever anybody casts a spell. Honestly, this deck, it's like a Bant good stuff list. You could just pick and choose whatever creatures you want. Whatever you have in your collection just lying around. Or you could be one of those types of people that has like a separate deck and you could like approach someone and be like, pick 30 out of here, and then that's the 30 creatures you play in your deck. Karmic Guide for reanimating something. Absence Pilgrim because I like the Mana Door because it taps for a color that you already can produce or something you don't necessarily have. Obviously, you don't need green when you spent a green pip to get this down. Lumina Primordial is more of a control piece. I get to exile something from everybody's board. It acts like Swords of Plowshares for everybody. Gruff Triplets. I've seen other people play this and I want to give it a shot myself. It's just a really powerful scaling body. Every time one of the tokens or it dies, the power gets transferred to the other ones. So it gets immensely big. Alms Collector to deal with farm decks. Angelic Field Marshal. Mostly because Vigilance is one of my favorite keywords. It lets you play aggressively while still being defensive because your creatures will still be untapped. Bastion Protector for my commander. Sakura Tribuilder for ramp. Faber Elder ramp. Chulane Teller of Tales. There's a slight nombo and there's a slight synergy piece with him. Obviously, if I'm cheating creatures into play, I'm not getting the draw trigger. It's more so the tap 3 and return a creature to my hand that could be useful. I got a ton of ETB triggers in this list, and I'll be hard casting stuff from time to time. Mangara the Diplomat, card advantage, Soul of the Harvest. Medomai the Ageless, I like this card a lot. Mr. Foxglove is an extra combat / extra turns kind of a commander because he triggers on attack, and just getting once a turn might not be good enough in today's Magic standards. So unfortunately in Bant you only have access to extra turn spells, and I didn't want this to be too heavy, so I made sure it's just a creature that I could cheat into play. Angelic Arbiter, this is a stacks creature with a big body. Makes it so people have to choose between attacking or casting spells for a turn. You get one or the other, not both. Kodama to help me cheat in stuff on top of the one I get to cheat in. Lets me cheat in multiple things. Sarah Paragon to recast things from my graveyard. Apex Altusor to blow people's boards up. Colonian Hydra is
Back on the menu, boys.
This was a $15 card and they got reprinted in the Bloomborough commander decks, and now it's back to $3. So I'm going to play it on here because it's a scary threat. It doubles its counters with every attack. And it combos nicely with Managorger Hydra and the Forgotten Ancient. Vorniclex to double my mana production and stifle my opponents. Angel of Indemnity has Encore, and it lets me bring something CMC 4 or less from my graveyard. Jinja Taxis to get 7 cards on my end step and make everyone else's hand size 0. It's definitely a haymaker kind of a card. That's all for card advantage. Sarah's Emissary, another haymaker. Normally you just pick pro creatures and then you just swing all out and kill everybody. Apex Devastator is also budget friendly. It's a very expensive deck, so a 10 mana Cascader is perfect in here. Get to get a ton of value off of those Cascade triggers. Some card advantage. I've never played Wear Down, but I'm excited to try it out. It lets you blow up 2 artifacts or enchantments if you let someone else draw a card. I love the gift mechanic because you just choose the weakest player at the table to let draw, and then you hinder the strongest player. It's not that bad, all things considering that it's only 2 mana. If you have green decks and you like 2-for-1ing people, I'd start playing Wear Down. Extraordinary Journey for card advantage. It's not as good as Ghostly Pilfer, which is a pet card for me, but this one only triggers once a turn, which is the weaker version. But you have a chance to draw on everybody's turn, and people love casting things from places other than their hand, and this adds up. I normally only ever use this to cast for 2 blue, but it has some flex in that you can exile some stuff with this card, and you can make, I guess, the board more open. It acts like a removal piece too. A very weird tempo piece because it forces people to recast stuff. Finest Hours, you get an additional combat, meaning an additional thing to cheat into play. And that's the list. My lands are just for fixing.